You could actually purchase one side, so each side is $20K. I basically purchased both sides and had them add the greenhouse for me to kind of bring them together. And now I'm adding like my tile, my paint, and all that stuff. I finally signed my contract with Jobomax. And in today's video, I'm gonna go over an outline of the details of the contract, what I had to agree to, what are the things that I added and the things that I omitted, and the final price tag thus far. Peace and blessings, beloved. I'm your sis, Aisha Abdul Rahman. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time, I'm an archivist, I'm a genealogist, and I'm a heritage traveler. Here on my channel, I share my journey of reconnecting to my roots in the US as well as West Africa. I just returned from Sierra Leone where I signed a contract and purchased my first international property. So I'm having heritage homes built in Sierra Leone. It is a duplex, and in today's video, I'm gonna go over an outline of the contract details, specifically in terms of working with Jobomax. So installment and payment agreement. So it just goes over who's who, who's the seller, who's the buyer. We've entered into the agreement of this land in Sierra Leone, lot, my parcel number, and my the exhibit A and B are just the details of the illustrations that are included here. So this is about the legal part, who the legal representatives are. And this basically says I can make my payments through Wise or Zelle, and that if there's insufficient funds or late payments, it's going to charge me $30 or a minimum of a 3% fee. Let's see. So this is the same thing, buyer, seller, blah, blah, blah. If the buyer does not make all required payments as described in Exhibit C, which I will be going over in Legacy Lab, it will be an extension, like a second part to this video. I will go over this. Basically, if I don't make all those payments, then the seller has the discretion to extend my move-in date. They can change my move-in date, or they can even repossess the house, is my understanding, is if I'm late on any of my payments. But there is like certain verbal agreements that we've made. So if the buyer does not make the required down payments as described in Section C within 15 days, the seller may at its discretion cancel agreement for non-payment and assess a workout fee. So basically that would mean what is the fee that I owe, and basically like what can be refunded, and basically cancel the contract will be null and void, and they will consider what I've already paid versus what I owe or what's late. Then it talks about in the event of cancellation or termination prior to the construction, which isn't going to happen because they've already started construction, the buyer may choose to sign a new purchase agreement in the terms of the conditions applicable. So this talks about that and the 30-day cancellation fee, which is not going to happen because I've kind of drawn out this process because I didn't want to be confused. I didn't want to be changing my mind. I didn't want to go in here and make any edits or changes. I was not going to sign this until I was clear with everything because I didn't want to deal with this issue of 30 days and cancellation or changing my mind or making any changes. So I basically, because towards the end I felt a little bit rushed, but I just told them I wasn't signing anything until I was comfortable with what I was signing. So yeah, so pay attention to this part because yeah, if you add things, it's going to cost you a fee. If you add things after, I think 30 days or something after you've signed your contract, they're going to charge you for making changes. If the total down payment is not completed within 15 days of the final payment date, then the seller at this time has the option and may place the buyer on immediate default and begin resale of the property. So this is another thing you have to be careful of, is basically if you don't make your payments on time within 15 to 30 days and you have not negotiated or talked to them, they can basically sell your property. They can, repossess your property and resell it to someone else. The seller hereby warrants that the structure of the house will be free of defects and materials of workmanship for a period of 365 days to move-in date. Basically within a year, if anything has any issues, they are responsible for it. So my roofing, my doors, my frames, anything that I have problems with for the first year, they are responsible for if I have any problems. This talks about the move-in date. So there's a $20 monthly fee for the water and the utility. And then there's the annual service charge to cover the basic services for the first 2 years. And this is kind of like an option. In exchange, the seller agrees to provide the following services during the first 2 years. So this is Jobomax: cleaning the interior and the exterior, doing the landscaping, the septic, the plumbing. So it's kind of like an insurance or a HOA fee. Then there's the property tax, the taxes, the dues, and assessment, HOA fees. Currently, there isn't any, but they've added it in here because they're planning to possibly add it in. So on my first video, I showed you guys a lot with my drone footage that's outside of the community gate. So I wouldn't have been in the community and had that HOA, but I've actually moved in and got a lot that's double the size. So now I'm actually in the community, and I did that so that I could be able to add on a garage or add on in-laws quarters or add on anything. So I wanted a bigger lot than what they gave me. So this is insurance reimbursement. So it's $200 that they have for the insurance, or I can buy my own. So right now it's $200, but if I buy my own, then this will no longer be applicable. And it just covers interior painting, countertops, cabinets, painting fixtures, plumbing. Some of this stuff I don't even have yet. So I'm not having them do my countertops. I'm not having them do my flooring. I'm not having them do any tiles or any of that. I'm going to be doing those things on my own. So I have them doing the electrical and the plumbing and the interior paint. We're not having them do exterior paint yet because I'm not even sure what interior paint I want. So this is that $500 fee that I was saying that if you add things later, they're going to charge you that fee. Buyer may take occupancy of the property and the completion. Okay, so this is basically saying that once it's done, even though I'm making payments, I will be able to get my keys and to start moving in at that time. That's basically what that says. Seller will give a maximum of 2 written warnings on default triggered by missed, late, or late payments and a default notice. Seller may assign, sell, or transfer its rights. So basically, Jobomax can sell its rights or sell its ownership, I guess, of the property to someone else in case of transfer of obligations. So basically, they can have someone buy my debt. Okay, and then this is saying, this is where I'm at now, is now that I've signed my contract, they want me to provide them with bank statements, a credit report, government ID, because they are financing it for me, underwriting fee, and an installment purchase. The other thing is there's going to be a title transfer fee once I take ownership and I'm done making my payments. I think that's going to be about $1,500, but it doesn't go to Jobomax, so I don't think it's included here. But these are just some extra finance fees, origination fees, seller's agent fees. These little things add up because I did not know that these would be in here. These are just these little things that add up. Okay. And then this is our signing contract. So this is the lot that I'm on. This is what I'm getting is a 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. It's going to have 2 kitchens, 2 terraces, and then the 1 greenhouse. So it's basically like a duplex. This is one house. This is the other house, and I have the greenhouse going along the whole entire thing. That way, if I'm there, I can still rent out this side, or I can rent out both, and people can have their privacy. So each is a 2 bedroom, 1 bathroom, and then each will have their own kitchen. So yeah, I know a lot of people had questions of, is this a duplex? So technically it's a duplex. And now I'm adding like my tile, my paint, and all that stuff, my plumbing, my electricity, which is making the price go up higher and higher. This is just a 3D rendering kind of showing an example. And then this is what's included and what's not included. So these are the things I'm having them include. I had them add the luxe plumbing because I want the best plumbing possible. So I'm having them add toilets, sinks, showers, hot water, piping, but not a hot water heater. We're probably gonna do a solar hot water heater. So these are the things I'm having them to do. These are the things I'm not having them do. So I'm having a regular tin roof. I love the sound of the rain on the tin roof. I don't want a US Western style roof. So I'm not having security bars and all that put up. I think it's ugly. I'm going to already have a gate. So I'm going to be doing, and then some of this stuff I'm going to be doing on my own. I'm not having them doing any landscaping or anything like that. The tiles or anything like that we're going to do ourselves. Eventually I'll have them do the exterior paint, but not yet. Kitchen, we're going to have that customized. So this is what everything includes. This is what it doesn't include. And if you guys want to see how this adds up, you have to join Legacy Lab, because that's going to be the second part of this video, is I'm going to break down and show you guys what these things are costing. And I'm going to show you what my monthly payments looks like. So that's pretty much it for this video. I hope that it didn't go too fast. I wanted to kind of zoom through the video, and I was also filming with my Ray-Ban glasses, and so I have to restart the video after the time goes out. But I hope that that video was interesting to you guys, and I hope that I didn't talk too fast. I tend to talk fast, and it annoys people, so I apologize for that. But I also didn't want the video to be too long and drawn out and overcomplicated. So I just wanted to give you guys an overview of what the contract looks like, what your contract can include when you're working with Jobomax and you're purchasing a house from them. That's it. Life is good. Have a blessed day.